to our favorite team. Vernon already suited and booted right now. He was at the game on Sunday. You know what I'm saying? We had to talk about the Chicago Bears. That this offense, this prolific offense that we have. As soon as we drafted Caleb, and as soon as we drafted Rome, and we went out there and got Keenan, and they signed DJ Moore to the largest contract. We still had Cole Kmet. Who else did we get? We got DeAndre Swift.
I love it.
You know what we didn't get, Vernon? No offensive lineman.
Offensive line.
And I want you to start right there. If you was at the game, go ahead.
We was able to patch. We thought we would be able to patch that offensive line. My buddy told me, he was like, "Man, you can't have a Ferrari at quarterback and have an Oldsmobile offensive line. You can't do it because I think in the long run, Caleb's gonna be all right. He's getting better each and every game.
Yes.
I just hate the media, how they expected so much from him out the gate, and they killing him. Like I watched, facility. I've been off work, so facility's my show.
Yeah.
And they just murdered him. Are you worried about Caleb? I am worried about. And Shady, tell him, why are you worried about him? He's just a rookie. Did you not see Peyton Manning's rookie year?
Terrible.
You know what I'm saying? Did you not see Andrew Luck had the best rookie year? You can't go off Jaden Daniels because Jaden Daniels is in the same system he was in college. And Jaden Daniels can run. And Jaden Daniels hasn't really played anybody. Jaden Daniels ain't really played anybody. But Jaden Daniels finna play the Browns this week.
Yeah.
They have a sound defense. So sooner or later they're gonna catch up to you. And you can't compare apples and oranges, so you can't compare a Michigan apple to a Washington apple. You can't compare it. They're two different players. Caleb's going to have the better career because I think, honestly, I look at Jaden Daniels, I think he's very slim.
Very slim.
Very slim. He's going to get popped and he ain't going to get back up. And his career, you can't run. He's running for his life and he's dinking and dunking. I'm going to throw this 5 yards. I'm going to throw this 10 yards, and my receiver's going to get 10, 15 after that. I'm going to throw this 5 yards. My receiver's going to get 10, 15 after that. When it comes down to Caleb, he's getting more comfortable every game.
Absolutely.
And I want to say that Shane Waldron, the Bears didn't do him a justice. And I watched Mike Greenberg say, and I said the same thing when I'm watching it. Matt Eberflus and Shane Waldron, they're not coaching to develop Caleb at this point. They're coaching to save their job.
They're coaching to save their jobs.
They're coaching to save their job. So you're not coaching your franchise, your generational talent to win games, to develop his career, to better off a franchise. You're coaching to save your job.
Yes.
And it's doing him a disjustice. It's not benefiting him that you're coaching to save your job and you're not developing him, and you knew you were drafting Caleb. You should have bought someone. Why Kingsbury was out there for the taking.
Why didn't they grab him?
Why didn't they grab him?
I have no idea.
That was Caleb's guy. Why did they grab him? And you went out there and grabbed someone with a complicated offensive system, and you're doing the same thing that Chicago quarterbacks have done over and over again in regards to bringing the quarterback in, not adjusting to his system, his strengths, and wanting him to basically adjust to your offense that you're not building around him. Your offense is your offense, and it's stagnant at this point. And you're not developing him. You should have bought him in. And Shady said one thing that he did. He was in KC, and he asked Andy Reid, he said, "What do you do?" Because you look at Patrick Mahomes. He had a tendency to mess up at Texas Tech.
Yeah.
What Andy Reid did was he said, "I went in there, I grabbed some plays from Texas Tech, and I brought him in. I put him in our offense so that he can be comfortable."
Yeah.
So when things start going awry, I can put him in something he's familiar with. Jaden Daniels, he's familiar and comfortable with that offense because it's the same system he ran at LSU. Caleb is running an NFL offense that was built with Geno Smith in mind. It's two totally different players.
Right, and he actually got that offense from Sean McVay because he from the McVay situation. So I
It's not
totally
even the
agree.
right McVay option, though. It's not. You have a lot of McVay coaches out there that are successful and they're staying there and they're building the offense around there. You know, number one, we should have got rid of Eberflus to start the season.
That's number one. That's number
start
one.
the season, and you got bro, and you got the generational talent. Now we're back in square one because ultimately, I think Eberflus will lose his shot this year.
Think so?
I think so. I would love to see a playoff team, but you're gonna have to evaluate Eberflus and what he's done, as opposed to developing your quarterback. And you know, they said that they had a meeting with the captains of the office had a meeting with Shane Walker. Said, man, you got to come with it. And I'm sitting there the first half of the game, and I'm looking at him like, what's this offense doing? And they make adjustments the second half, and Caleb comes out there doing better. But why can't you start the game off like that?
Why can't you?
Why can't you use co-commit to start the game and not in the second half? Why can't you be more committed to the run? And when you don't get a couple plays that go your way, you stop running. You abandon the run. No, you keep running.
Keep running.
I'm okay with Caleb being a game manager at this point until he gets more familiar with the offense. And then once he gets more familiar with the offense, that's when those Caleb plays are going to happen.
Absolutely. Let me. What I definitely totally agree. You know, I play football forever, and I know one thing that you do, and the one thing that you do to develop your team, and if you got a franchise generational talent at quarterback, the number one thing you got to do for that generational talent is you have to protect him.
Got to protect him.
I think that's where they dropped the ball at in the first place. Number one, you get Caleb. That's if we're moving on from Justin, which we did, which I still think that we may have, you know, I still think if Justin would have had an opportunity to get the right thing, he would have been straight. But we moved on from Justin. Cool. We knew he was drafting Caleb. The second thing that they should have did was grab that offensive tackle. I don't care which one it was. I don't care if it was a kid from, I think Harbaugh took the kid from Notre Dame. We should have grabbed the kid from Penn State. Then you come back and then you get back into the first round if you can, or that second round pick. You draft the offensive, you draft the center. When was the last time the Bears had a good center, Vernon? When was the last time?
This is Roberto Garza.
Those were the last time. And how many years ago was that?
Oh man, that was a lot.
So we've been having issues with snapping the ball to the quarterback. I don't think Braxton Jones is.
No, he's not the answer at that time.
He's not, and he wasn't. And I think that's a Ryan Poe's mistake that he's making because he feels some type of way about I drafted him. He's there to. No, man, he's Jamarcus Webb. Jamarcus Webb actually could hold his own a little bit sometimes. I think he's too light. He doesn't have a good base. That's you got to get a center. You got to get the tackle and the center, and then everything else. That gives Caleb an opportunity. To be the game manager. I don't care if Caleb's the game manager, because guess who was the greatest game manager of all time? Tom Brady. 7 rings later, Tom Brady. Tom Brady would throw that quick out, that quick in, that quick out, that quick in. Oh, I see that swing out there. I'm gonna throw that swing to Kevin Falk or James Washington, and then I'm gonna go up top. That's recipe for championship. I love the fact that you said you gotta incorporate that. You gotta incorporate some USC things that he's used to. The first thing they should have did if they didn't go get Kingsbury, called up Lincoln Riley. What does Caleb like to? I'm pretty sure they did talk to him. What does Caleb like to do? Give me Caleb's top 5 plays that he likes. Those top 5 plays Lincoln Riley would have gave me, those would be a part of our offense. Waldron is thinking that, hey, I have to run, like you said, I want to run my offense. He needs to fit into my offense. No, what you need to do is tailor that offense around the generational talent that we got at quarterback, and then we got to protect them.
Nate Davis was not the answer.
No.
That was a reach.
Nate Davis was weird because of the fact that he was on that Tennessee Titans team and Derrick Henry was killing people. So it's like, I understand why they did that, but I didn't know Nate Davis didn't like to practice.
No. And that's the players upset that he doesn't practice.
I mean,
he doesn't practice. So how can you have some continuity if you're not practicing?
Offensive line
do that?
You can't. Especially the offensive line.
You're making your second year tackle look bad because you're not holding your weight at right guard. Tevin Jenkins, it's to the point in which do you move Tevin Jenkins over to right, but then you're gonna leave that left very weak.
Very weak.
And what happens when you have to leave your tight end to block? That takes a playmaking tight end out of the field 10 yards.
And then we lose to Indianapolis on the strip sack because you had Cole Kmet blocking their number one defensive end. Makes no sense.
It's not doing no justice, and I don't think that the media. Some of the media is being fair because they see the progression that he's getting. But that second half, they want no huddle, and they were getting the plays in fast, and he was getting to it. He was going, James Jones said he's not going through his progressions. He's not.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is.
Yes, totally he is.
That touchdown to DJ Moore, he looked left. It wasn't there. He went right.
It was so quick. He dissected it so quick. Boom, boom. I'm here. And you could tell he was like boom, and that ball came, and he was like, the other one. I was gonna ask you about this too because you was there. So I don't know if it's me and my frustration. I don't know if it's my frustration or is DJ Moore frustrated. But I get frustrated watching DJ Moore this year. I don't know what that is. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if it's me or is it him.
Definitely on the same page.